Well, this video has been a long time in the making. I've taken several weeks off from YouTube, and I guess I should probably explain why and let you know not only what happened, but what's happening in the future and how things are going to be changing a little bit. This last year has been some of the most difficult times that I've had since starting van life. I'm actually in my 6th year of RVing. It's been a lot of fun. I've had so many good times, but there's challenges that come up along the way, and I don't know if it was just that everything just kind of accumulated all at once this year, from all the personal struggles that I had, some of the traumas that I had that were in past videos. We've had this incredible heat wave that has swept the entire United States, and trying to stay out of that heat. I've driven a lot this last really couple of years because I went to the East Coast this last year. Then I came back to the West Coast, and I had all of these plans. I had plans to buy a new car and get a trailer, and that just didn't work out. So I ended up driving back to the Pacific Northwest 2 times, which is a lot of miles on the van. Then I found out that I could go to Colorado and stay at a friend's cabin, which didn't work out either because I was having altitude issues. So I drove all the way to the West Coast so I could be at sea level, but also stay cool because it was hot outside. And then it got really hot in California on the coast. So what did I do? I've got to stay cool, so I'm in a van. So the best thing to do is climb in elevation, but yet I couldn't climb too high because I was having altitude sickness issues. So I climbed a little bit, and that's where I'm at now, in this beautiful forest in Arizona. If I'm being really honest here, which I always am on my channel, I'm very vulnerable, and I share with you guys the pros, the cons, and all of the things that either work or really don't work in van life or as a full-time nomad. I think part of the burnout also was my business. It's a love-hate relationship sometimes with social media, thinking I have to post all the time on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, do my YouTube videos, do my blog, do my newsletters, answer emails, answer comments. Being a one-woman show, it can be very overwhelming and can really sometimes stifle that creativity. I think with everything going on, it just made me feel uncreative and uninspired. I had a lack of focus, and I felt really stuck and overwhelmed and not really sure which way to go anymore. To be honest, I didn't feel like I had any dreams anymore or goals, and I'm a very focus-oriented person. It's a very odd space for me to be in because I teach people how to accomplish their dreams. So this space of being stuck and uninspired and feeling overwhelmed by truthfully making any decisions is not a space that I'm used to at all. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to say anything to you guys about it because I felt embarrassed. I felt like maybe this is too much to share with them because, you know, people might judge me because I do teach about creating dreams and accomplishing your dreams. And I know that sometimes people just want to see all of the lovely things about van life and all of the positive things that are happening. But at the end of the day, I felt like this was an important message to share with you guys and also let you know kind of an update as to what's going on with me, because so many of you have reached out to me and commented about, why haven't you posted videos in 3 weeks? We really miss you when we miss your videos and your content. And guys, I'm so humbled by that. I really appreciate all of you. I feel like I have the best viewers out there, and I appreciate when I'm missed. So thank you very much. Part of the other process with me being in this space is that I felt, as I said before, stuck, and I had analysis paralysis with any decision making. I couldn't make a decision to save my life. I would talk to my friends, I would talk to my family, I would do pros and cons on a piece of paper, but at the end of the day, I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I cannot figure out which way to go and which way to move forward. Just to counterbalance that a little bit, I think part of it is I've been a little sick of being in the van and such a tight, small space for a long time, and the heat. And I've also been doing weekly videos for over 5 years now. And last year I was doing daily videos for 4 months. So with all of that, it just really contributed to this feeling of being incredibly burned out, and I really questioned, should I continue with YouTube? Should I continue with van life? What are my next steps? These were the questions I was asking myself, because what I have been doing wasn't working. The only thing that I knew to do was to ask God, universe, to really help me because I couldn't figure out my way out of this situation. Literally that day I was on Instagram and I was just scrolling through things and I came across this channel called A Soul Called Joel, and I mentioned him a couple of weeks ago in my community post. It was divine intervention and it's exactly what I needed. And his daily message of listening to your heart is so inspiring.
Good morning, beautiful soul. How's your heart? May the pure essence of your existence rise to the surface and align with your personality so that you may shine. Much love and light.
Messages like this that he does on a daily basis filled me up so much, and I just binged his content and I connected with it at such a deep level that I thought, this is what I've been looking for. He is really speaking my language, and he's a nomad to boot, so I feel like he understands maybe what I'm going through. And then I noticed that he had coaching. In his videos, he talks about getting unstuck and reconnecting with that truth in your heart and who you are truly meant to be and to shine. I was just feeling so lost, and seeing Joel's content and his videos made me feel like maybe I had some hope out there again. So I reached out to him and booked a one-on-one coaching session. One of the first things that I noticed about Joel is his presence. It was so calming and peaceful and really helped me to be calm and to focus on, I think, the things that I really needed to look at in my life. Joel helped me to really learn a lot of the things that were holding me back and where I was stuck in my creativity. I feel like so many things in our life are very holistic. They're so connected. So if one thing or even two things are out of balance, it really affects everything in your life. And that was the truth for me. Through his coaching session and his guidance, I've really been able to break down some of these barriers that I had up that were stifling me from moving forward. And I've been implementing these meditations that have just opened the doors wide open. And it's the first time in a while that I have felt this renewed energy and this feeling of hope. And I've started setting goals again and dreaming bigger dreams, and it feels really good. And I'm just so thankful for what he has done for me in my life. I actually reached out to Joel and told him that I was putting out this video, and he was so kind to send me a coupon code for you guys. It'll get you 10% off of his coaching sessions. All you need to do is go to storychasing.com/Joel and then put in the coupon code STORYCHASING. I also have a link in the description box as well if you want to look at that. So let's fast forward. During this time, I took 3 weeks off from YouTube, and that was to not only plan out the future of this channel and the future of my personal life and my travel, but to also do some real deep inner work. And I've definitely needed this time to just kind of regroup and reflect and get back into this creative space. So what do I do now? What is actually changing? Well, I've been thinking about the sustainability of this channel. I've been thinking about the sustainability of van life and what are my next steps. I don't exactly have all of the answers now, but I know that I'm asking those questions of myself and seeking those answers. One thing I know for sure is that sometimes I don't know all the steps in between. I know what the end goal is that I want, and that's something that I just have to give up to my higher power and recognize that I need some divine intervention here, because sometimes I just don't know how to get to the place that I want to get to. So I know that I want a base home. I know that I want to do RVing and van life part-time and have the base home on a part-time basis as well. I think for me, I just want the best of both worlds. It allows me to slow down when I need to slow down and then just be in a place for a length of time that feels good to me and allows me to balance out the travel lifestyle. And I am looking for that land and that base home, but I'm just not there yet. My goal is to pay as much cash as possible down on this piece of property, and I just don't have those funds available to me yet, so I'm saving. Part of my recovery from burnout and this new path forward is to do more daily meditations. They really seem to ground me and allow me to focus and get me in a good headspace. And it also is a place that allows me to dream more and kind of accomplish my dreams in my head and my vision and actually manifest those into reality. Part of that also is focusing on the things that are most important to me in my life and having more balance, again, with work and my personal life. Also, a big one is decluttering the things that are not important to me. Part of getting rid of the unimportant things in my life was last year, actually, I got rid of Facebook. This year, I'm getting rid of Instagram. I just don't feel like it serves me, and I don't like posting on it. I don't really communicate a lot with people on there. My community is on YouTube and in my Patreon group and also on my blog. So I've shut Instagram down. So those are the 3 things that I'm focusing on and really putting my energy into that community. I'm concentrating a lot on my blog where I'm doing a lot of teaching and a lot of informational type content there. So if you like to read, you can go there and see my blog, which is just storychasing.com. And sign up for my newsletter. You can also join me on Patreon, where you get a lot of insider content about what's going on in my life, kind of behind the scenes, and also the most up-to-date information that's happening with story chasing. And you also get ads-free videos. One other thing is I do have a bigger change coming up soon, but because it's ever evolving right now, I'm just not ready to share that with you, but that will be coming up in some videos here shortly. So guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me during the 3 weeks that I didn't post any videos. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.